All right, so today I am viewing the Walrus Audio Slotva. It's kind of a older pedal-ish. So it's made by Walrus Audio. Here's the box. It's actually a real nice box. Got that like nice gold finish. It's kind of a little bit of an older pedal, but not really. The reason I'm reviewing it is just because I play a guitar and it was on sale on Sweetwater, so it was like over half off. So I wanted to this is more of what's called an ambient reverb. See, it has like a nice little there, walrus or die. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't even think I've ever seen a walrus. So it even comes in a nice matte finish with the little walrus there. Gotta be careful with these things. You don't want to. It's a nice pedal, really pretty looking. I really like the way it looks. You can see, I don't know if I'm a fan of the uh TS cables being on the top, the 1/4 inch. So this is a what's called an ambient reverb. They say it's a multi-texture reverb pedal, but it really is an ambient reverb. A lot of videos and a lot of things I've seen on it, it basically, um, like if you've ever know what reverb is, it's kind of like if you stand in a hallway or a bathroom and it has that very open space. That's what reverb is. I have a Electro Harmonics Holy Grail, just the nano one. It's my always on pedal. Reverb is one of those effects that you for guitar that you always want on. And for me anyways, it just gives it a little more space. It just makes guitar just sound better. I mean, really, that's the best way I think about it. So this one has decay filter mix. So decay is how long the tail's gonna go. So right here. So turning this up would mean how long it's gonna draw out. Filter, I believe that has to deal with the sound, like the tuning of it. So if it's gonna be more dark or more bright sounding. And then mix is how much of the reverb do you want mixed with your guitar signal. There's this X in depth that actually has to deal with modulation that's built into it. So it has 3 modes: dark, rise, and dream. And then it has sine, warm, or warp, and then sync, which are the modulation depths. It has one that will turn the pedal on and off, the bypass. It has sustain, which is cool. So the sustain, you would hold on to it and it would make it raise. It does a lot of other things, but that's just a quick, dirty rundown of it. The pedal is made, I believe it's made here in the US. Don't quote me on that though. I'll leave it in the description. It's Walrus Audio. They make a different reverb pedal. I think the Fat Tone. That one, a lot of people really like it. I chose this one just because of what was on sale, and I wanted another reverb, so I'm going to be trying to mix these reverbs together. It mixed with my chorus and my delay. I'll be running this through a Hughes and Kettner 18-watt tube maestro with going through a single 112 closed back Vintage 30 cab, mic'd up with a Shure SM57. My delay pedal is going to be a Deep Blue delay by Mad Professor. Then the signal chain is going to go on my Holy Grail Nano. Then I'll be putting this, and then at the end it'll be my chorus pedal, which is going to be an Ibanez CS9 chorus. That'll be running through the effects loop, going through the front. I'm just going to go super simple. I'm just going to go tube screamer, noise gate. That's all they'll be running through the front. I'll just because the way it fits on my pedal board, I had to order some new cables because just the way it works. So I had to take off my wah for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and devalue this pedal and slap some Velcro on it and then plug it in and let's see kind of how it sounds. All right, so I got the pedal hooked up. Stupid on me for not reading the manual. So it does. The manual is pretty limited and doesn't actually explain a lot, so it took me a second to figure out. So here's the manual it comes with. So it has a limited lifetime warranty as well, which is cool. You can register it on the front. Show you that QR code and snatch my lifetime warranty. So I put it first in the dark mode. So the dark mode, what it is it adds a lower octave, sub-octave to the tail. So it's the opposite of like you'll see shimmer. So shimmer adds the higher end. And so what this does, it gives it kind of a lower thing. It really pops out when you're playing higher notes, I found out. So I just put everything like normal guitar at 12 o'clock, which isn't, that representative of the pedal, but that should work. So we'll put everything at 12 and then just kind of play around, see how that sounds. So I saved it. And then it just has the normal sine wave. That's my dry signal. So I'm playing with a Gibson. I have the coil tap. So let's go ahead and play. So now here is the pedal. So this might be really good when you're playing like big open chords. And then sounds really good, I believe, on the higher end here. So almost has like a kind of string instrument sound. All right, so let me play around and then with let's see, the rise mode. So it is a auto swell reverb for beautiful cinematic swell. Don't rush it, let it breathe. I mean, there's more stuff. I'm not going to read all of it. So we'll play around with it and kind of give you what my thoughts on it here in a sec. All right, so I messed around with the rise setting a little bit just to get a feel for it. So kind of what it does is it keeps on increasing the reverb until it gets to, full saturation or full wet is what another way to describe it. So I have the warp modulation on, so it kind of gives it like a very randomy chorusy sound. So I don't have a lot, just a touch, just to give it a little more feel, but sounds awesome. So here it kind of is. You can see it gets out of hand kind of fast. So I think if you like really want like a lo-fi sound, so add a tube screamer on there, and now you got like a warped ambient lo-fi sound. And you can turn it back up. All right, let's try the last one, Dream. Let's see. We'll kind of look. So I believe Dream is one where you can press the sustain, and it will just lock the signal in. So I might have to turn my back to the camera a little bit to kind of show you how it would work in sort of an application. So let me set that up and then I'll be back. Okay, so I kind of got the thing figured out. So again, we have it all kind of 12 o'clock. The modulation is a little bit turned up. So what I'm going to do is first I will play just the normal. So it's fully wet is what I see with it. So you can... So it's fully wet, but what you can do is you can hold the sustain down and it will hold a chord. So you can... I'll just do a quick little A minor, hold it down, and then what's going to happen is it's going to hold that chord, and then you can play over it. The downside is the signal will then be dry, but that's when I'll add the delay and reverb to it, so then you can really kind of get a cool little mix. So here we go. So yeah, that's kind of just a rundown of the pedal. What I'm gonna do now is so you can, the cool thing about this is you can save 3 presets, mix it any way you want, save it in here, and then now you have your presets. You just double hit, and it has like a purple, green, and red mode. So making any kind of set you want. So what I'm gonna do is mess around with it, and then kind of get my own 3 modes that I want, and I'm going to be mixing it with the other reverb and delay and chorus, and then kind of that's what the cool thing about single stomp box pedals is you can really get your own sound, especially when you have multiple pedals you're working with. So I'm going to go ahead and mess around, and then I'll go ahead and show you my finished product I'll be using. All right, so the first thing I can say, this pedal's awesome. The directions are not. So this little card that gives you the directions is horrible. Oh, I actually need that. I need to do my warranty. So the directions are horrible. I had to like Google a lot of stuff. So let's see. So there's one toggle in the middle, and that actually controls the modulation as well as the mode. So you have to hold down the bypass button until it blinks, and you can switch between the different modulations and that. So the first one I kind of messed with, so I'm going to be doing the dream mode, which is the 3rd mode down. I have some asymmetrical, so the warp modulation going on, and then I'm going to be using my chorus pedal with my delay and then my other reverb. So then you kind of get, this is blending all together, and this is how I would use this for this mode. So I want to make one for every mode, so I kind of, just because because you use the 3 modes since I have them there. So I really like the way this one sounds. So I have the mix turned all the way down, so it's a really darker sounding reverb. I could probably mess with that like all day. So let me go ahead and I'll switch to the next mode, which I believe is the rise, and we'll see how that sounds. All right, next, so I did the rise mode. So what I turned off my delay. I turned up the modulation on the actual pedal. I just using the sine, not the warp like I use in my dream one. And then I added my Holy Grail electro voice or electro harmonics reverb with a delay. And so and this one I made a little brighter sounding, so it's a different style completely. For me anyways, I think it's a different style. And this might sound really good with like some palm muting stuff, so like so just like a long tail. Sounds really I really like that one. So let me go to the last one, which is dark. So to kind of show you I got that one set up. All right, so the last one I got here is the sub octaves. I got that one turned up quite a bit. The delay, or I have the delay and then my other reverb pedal mixed in with it. My chorus is turned off. Like I said, the sub octaves turned pretty high up. Um, Half mix, and then the tail's a little longer. So kind of get, that this is what I'd use this for, like this sound. Kind of has that dark, probably right. I really like that sub octave. Makes your guitar sound so much bigger. And when you make the reverb a little brighter, that makes that octave stick out way more. You could even turn down the tone on your, and you can't really hear that sub octave, so you got to have a more of a brighter sounding guitar. All right, so that's pretty much the pedal. I mean, it's a little complicated. Like I said, the directions suck. I mean, sorry, Wall. I should have had better directions. The pedal's awesome. It is more for, like I said, ambient, clean sounding stuff. If you're gonna be using it like with metal, this wouldn't work. I've tried turning the stuff really low, and it's not. It can be one of those always on pedals, like if that's what you're looking for, but it's gonna be more for like clean sounding, more big reverb sound. So if you're looking for a very subtle, I would go with a different pedal. This is if you're looking for a bigger one, you're looking to mix different reverbs together, like I'm using to make those big sounds and really smooth sounding things. If you're looking for, yeah, like a shorter one, I'd go with, like I said, the Holy Grail now. It's cheap. It has a nice hall setting, really great. Um, it's really versatile, very unique sounding. It's a really great sounding pedal. I mean, I would suggest this with anybody that wanted to have that sort of tone and be looking for that relaxing things, looking to mix it with like your delay or your chorus, because you can get these complex modulation sounds when you're mixing that modulation with your other chorus. And then all of a sudden now you got this very different. You have like an asymmetrical chorus with a regular standard chorus, so they like clash and it makes it sound unique and interesting. So I think all those combined, you can really get some awesome sounds with this pedal. Um, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. Happy to answer. I mean, just it was on sale. It's a pedal I've always wanted, kind of an ambient sounding one. I mean, it's really fun when you're playing live, like on Discord or on, let's say you're on Twitch or something. A lot of people don't really like when you're just shredding out, just not, people start to get annoyed quick. But when you're playing nice ambient stuff, a lot of people tend to stick around and listen to it. So that's just my 2 cents in that. I mean, thanks for watching though. And like I said, if you have any questions on the pedal, I'll be happy to answer it. It's a little complicated to work because the directions are so bad. So you have any question how to like reset presets or how to get it started, let me know and I'll be happy to help.